Shall we have a rant? Let's have a rant. I promise this was supposed to be a nice, helpful comparison of living with a weird allergy, so my allergy to cold or my allergy to rice, versus living with a not uncommon allergy, so allergy to dust, or the cheese thing. However, I am in the mood to rant, largely because people just don't get it. Instead, this is going to be a rant about living with weird allergies. If you are new here, I have a condition called cold urticaria, and that basically means that I am allergic to cold. I will put a little bit more information in the form of another video, and I will link to that up there. Go and check that out if being allergic to cold doesn't make much sense to you. Living with a weird allergy means that so many people just don't get it. And because they don't get it, you largely have to go through it alone. And I don't mean that in like a, oh, it's so hard, I have to battle every day kind of going through it. I mean figuring out what works and what the hell to do so that you can go outside, for example. So me wearing my Vogue mask, it took me about 10 years to figure that one out, because people just don't know about it to suggest it, and that's why I'm here. But you have to go through this and figure it all out all by yourself. You can't just Google it easily and be like, oh, here's a list of 10 strategies to manage, for example, a dust allergy or hay fever. You go to doctors like, hello, I have this condition, what do I do? And they're like, I don't know. So you have to bring everything to the table yourself. And yes, there are support groups out there on the internet, so I use a lot of Facebook support groups, but we're all kind of in the same boat of bringing everything to the table ourselves. There isn't really that much medical information out there for medical professionals, or they're not suggesting things to us. So we're just kind of like, hey, can I try this? And if it doesn't work, nobody else gets to find that out, because people don't really care that much. So having to figure everything out yourself is the worst. And then moving on from that, people go very quickly from, oh, I've never heard of that, to, oh, have you tried this? You should do this instead. Like the genius that said, maybe if you get rid of your cat that isn't mine, it will help. Sorry, but duh. No, not duh. I'm not allergic to cats. I'm allergic to cold. It's different, and also I don't have a cat. I'm a cat sitter, so if you want cat content, here's a playlist up here. But people so quickly go from, oh, what's that? Oh, is this a thing? To, I think you're handling it wrong. Like, people just for some reason want me to do anything else but wear a Vogue mask when it literally does not affect them. Not even a little bit. And there's a big hype at the moment about being deaf or hard of hearing and encountering people with face masks. As somebody who is deaf, if somebody is wearing it for a medical reason, I am not going to tell them not to do it. I'm going to find a way that we can communicate so that they can be safer and not deal with their allergy, and I get to hear what the hell they're saying. So I do this thing where I take a notebook wherever I go, in case I come across somebody that for whatever reason I can't lip read them. So we'll write stuff down, we'll gesture, we'll point, someone can speak louder at me, that might help. Like, I don't get it. I don't get the hype of why people are like, oh, a Vogue mask? Wear a bandana instead. Wear a scarf. Just take an antihistamine and shut up. I do take an antihistamine. They don't work like that. I do take an inhaler. They don't work like that. How can you so quickly go from, I've never heard of this condition, to, you're an idiot for doing it like this? Like, what Furthermore, if I get asked a question and the answer is not what they want to hear, suddenly the expert thing comes up again. So commonly when I'm just out and about and somebody asks, oh, why are you wearing a mask? I'm like, oh, hi, I'm allergic to cold. And they're like, oh, how does that work? And then I don't know because science doesn't know. More on that up here. Then they're like, oh, well, it can't really be the cold then. It must be something else, something in the air. I'm like, no, it isn't. I promise, it's a thing. It's a real thing. Just because science doesn't know the answer doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And then just constantly having to explain myself. I am all for people asking questions and learning, and obviously that is kind of what my channel does, is I'm out there putting awareness out there. But sometimes I am not in the mood to explain it. I don't want to have to explain it every time I go out somewhere. Or if I go to the doctor for an unrelated problem, say I've injured myself somehow, because that happens a lot. I once hit a pothole on my bike and injured my neck, kind of like whiplash. And I went to the doctor and they're like, oh, what's the mask for? I was like, oh, I'm allergic to cold. Can we do it with the neck? That, oh, that's weird. I've never heard of that. What happens? I'm like, not what I'm here for. It's just, oh, like when I'm going shopping and I want to buy eggs and then somebody in the queue hears me tell the person on the counter, oh, I'm allergic to cold. And they're like, oh, explain that to me. Oh, well, science doesn't really know, but here's kind of what happens. I don't want to give biology lessons every time I want to go buy some eggs, or go to the doctor, or just go for a walk somewhere. I am tired. And the phrase, yes really, is more common than me saying, what? Because I didn't hear something. So yes really, it happens. Yes really, the mask does help. Yes really, I do take antihistamines and they don't work like that. Like, living with weird allergies just means saying yes really a lot, and I hate it. Why can't we just hear somebody say, I'm allergic to this, and just be like, okay. Like, is that so difficult? Moving on. Having doctors not being willing to help because they don't know about it is frustrating. And I get it. I get it, because you don't want to treat something that you don't know what you're doing, because that can be A, dangerous, and B, just bad. But so many doctors don't know about it, so they just say, oh, I don't know, so I'm not going to help. They don't do anything to improve their knowledge. They don't say, I don't know anything about it right now. Can you make another appointment for 2 weeks' time? I'll go and I'll learn as much as I can and then we'll see what we can do from there. They're just, I don't know. Good luck. Or they will refer you to a specialist that you don't really need to go to. Like, yes, they'll know the answer, but you are taking up space, because I know I don't need to go there. They know I don't need to go there, but this doctor just will not catch up on Up to Date. And Up to Date is one of those online, I think, is it forum? It's definitely a website where doctors go to keep up to date on illnesses, infections, medicine in general, new drugs, new treatments for things, and it's where they go to keep their knowledge fresh. And sometimes they don't want to spend 5 or 10 minutes reading the page on cold urticaria. I have read it twice. Doctors have no excuse, because that is what it's for. And then even worse than that, somehow, is the doctors that just don't listen to you. So I've touched on it before, where I've been in hospital for something, and then they've gone to give me an IV, and I said, oh hey, I have cold urticaria, that's going to be cold. Putting that straight into my veins without warming it up could be dangerous. And because they don't know about cold urticaria, they assume that I must not know about cold urticaria, even though I've now lived with it for 10.5 years. I know what my body's gonna do, give or take, when you put a cold thing in it. And if I'm highlighting, hi, this might be a risk, maybe we could, warm up the IV, because they have IV warmers. They have it for many reasons, but one I can think of is if you come in with hypothermia, they put warm fluids into you to help bringing your temperature up. It is not an uncommon thing. So you could just do that and not risk me going into anaphylaxis, which I did because he didn't listen to me. Like, what? Why? Why are they like this? There is no harm that will come from just warming up the IV. Or if you think there's harm, go and ask somebody, go and do some research. Don't be like, I'm the doctor, you're the patient, you obviously don't know what you're talking about, because I don't know what I'm talking about. And then there's times when you have to use cold to treat something. So I've talked about it before. If I have any cards left, I'll put it up there. But treating burns, you kind of need to put something cool or cold on it, and you know that that's going to be bad. Sometimes with my dust allergy, I get facial flushing that is incredibly uncomfortable, so I will have to put something cold on my face just for comfort's sake. I'm just swapping one allergy symptom for another, but I have to make that choice to suffer in one way or suffer in another way. And that's just so annoying. And that's not a rant about anything that can be fixed, it's just an annoying part of living with cold urticaria or living with a weird allergy, because there isn't really many other options. So sometimes medication is pressed with rice starch, which I'm allergic to rice, so that's not good. And like living with weird food allergies, so the rice thing, all of the free from stuff has rice flour in it to make it gluten-free. And when you go to a restaurant or something and they have their gluten-free option, it is always rice-based. Or because I'm vegetarian, I was vegan for a bit and I eat vegan sometimes, but I am vegetarian and I now do eat fish, so technically a pescatarian. But when you go out somewhere and maybe the only thing you can eat is the vegan option for whatever reason, so the vegetarian option often has cheese in it, which I'm allergic to, so then I often have to go with the vegan option, but that usually has some sort of rice in it, and then sometimes they'll make the vegan thing the same as the gluten-free thing, so it definitely has rice in it. There is no way to win when you have strange food allergies. Like, eating out is not a thing. But again, it's one of those things that's really uncommon, so you can't just go around being like, make everything separate dietary requirements and then have something that's both, because that's just not feasible. It's just frustrating because then I just don't get anything to eat. But the majority of people do. But the majority of people don't live with a weird allergy. And again, it comes back to, yes, really, rice. Yeah. And then lastly, just how expensive it is to live with a weird allergy. So, for example, when you just can't avoid the trigger and you have to go on antihistamines, those cost money. Or the VOG mask thing, they cost money. I have made 2 videos now about the hidden costs of various allergies, and I will link to one of them up there if I have the space. If not, just find them down in the description or in my Allergy Awareness Week 2020 playlist. Because it's expensive being allergic to stuff. Because we have to buy drugs, we have to buy bed sheets, we have to buy, I don't know, VOG masks, or special dietary food. So if you are gluten-free, all the free-from pasta I've seen is so much more expensive than regular old wheat pasta, which is kind of a perk that I can eat wheat and gluten. Generally don't have that many problems with it. But oh my god, just the price of stuff for people with allergies. It's so expensive. Why? Sometimes you're even just getting less stuff, but we're just paying more for it because it's fancy or specialist. But that is another rant for another day. I'm going to stop there because we'll be here all day. Otherwise, if you want to hear continuing rants, check out my social media links down in the description below. I run a Facebook page called Life Allergic to Cold, and on that I do a picture series which is cold urticaria problems, and I'm just highlighting annoying things about being allergic to cold or things that you wouldn't necessarily think about. Don't forget to like this video, drop a comment down below if you have anything to add to this discussion or rant along with me. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and ring that notification bell so you get notified every single time I post a new video. Videos go up every Saturday at 6 PM UK time with at least one bonus video every month. apart from this week where you're getting 7 videos in 7 days all about allergies. Happy Allergy Awareness Week. See ya!